Welcome to Onivia Highlights. These are the best highlights from the LCK Spring 2025.
With his bottom lane that are up there, Lahan's looking to wrap around as one of the grubs will fall to the Dian Freaks. Can they get another one? That's going to be the question here as Shape Splitter comes on through.
Gideon got one.
Yeah, managed to get one of them, and now Kyoshik is in trouble yet again. Seismic Shove is good. The bullet time is going to rain on through. Actually gets a fair bit of damage down, but Geo actually standing his ground here as Lahan's not actually going to go down. Finally, Bulldog finds him as the Pop Blossom. The flash to follow Geo as Bulldog gets over some rocks, but still will be able to finish off the Ezreal. And the DN Freaks, they win the fight and they take most of the grubs.
Oh, a little spooky there, but they'll be fine. And we see again, Nong Shim, live by the hands, die by Lians. Goes in aggressively. Sandy mentioned, like, why are these guys talking about DN Freaks like they're... I want you to look at the scoreline.
Yeah, it's the 0-11 problem. Alright, Bulldog does get snapped back. That is a dash, and so he does stun himself. But looks like the DN Freaks will be able to grab themselves a dragon. And Nong Shim not actually interested in fighting for this one. Wanted to give Geo a little bit of time towards his top side of the map.
You have definitely have some similarities with Han Solo.
Well, I mean, I have worn a belt before. In fact, I start this one up, and with zero vision control, Nong Shim are just going to have to concede feats of strength to the DN Freaks. They're doing it, Chronicler. They're at least going to pick up the feats of strength.
Infernal Rift on the map as well.
Yeah, that's a fun one.
Also, looking at what the DN Freaks have,
actually way better as an Archangels, yeah. And Muramana is exactly the same thing. Look at that tier, 282, such a good item. Okay, Rift Herald not going to quite be able to take the turret, but it looks like Kingen is going to just brute force it. Pop Blossom lands onto 2 as Public Execution gets Dudu into the backline, but Calyx is there to save his 80 carry! And Kingen on this side is going to mean that Berserker cannot walk up to try and get that extra damage down, and now without too many ultimates left, the DN Freaks lose a lot of their power, and that's Nong Shim finding just a really good skirmish, putting them in the lead now as far as that gold.
the idea...
Okay, we're looking for even more here, as in goes Lahan's. They take down the Yone. Can they get anything back? Berserker does a lot of damage. Lahan's finally falls, and it's Life that actually picks up the kill. A 1-for-1 trade, though, trading a support for a mid laner. Probably still going to feel okay.
Wasn't
if you want
that big a deal. You know, it was a lost fight. It's fine. This might be a bigger problem.
Yeah, Gideon has decided to bring his friends as the Solar Flare is going to connect. It looks like Dudu is very, very dead. The minion wave is gone, but look at that. No one even lost health.
Lahan's took like
4 turret shots or something?
Yeah. Yeah, he's Leona.
Yeah. That's certainly working. As Kyoshik, it's his turn to park himself underneath this turret, realizing that that is going to be a lost cause, and does exit the area. That is only going to extend this gold lead here for Nong Shim to the tune of about 1.5.
Members of Nong Shim also can't really do that, and it's that disjointedness that is the core issue of DN Freaks, right?
Yeah.
And then we want to see them fix. They are still very much in this game.
Q just going to be taking care of these minions where he can. Fantastic minion Mystic Shot accuracy. As Nong Shim going to take their first dragon, that's going to be an Infernal. Possible Quad-Fernal is a very scary prospect. As DN Freaks do see it go down, but won't be able to do anything about it.
Ada can't start. If they turn, it's fine. Just don't stack the buff and become paper and die.
Yeah, also don't turn immediately, because as you can see, they've lost a bunch of resistances.
Oh,
Shot Barrage is going to cut Bulldog in half, almost literally. As Dudu looking for a flank angle, but he finds Kingen. Now it might just be a bit of a top laners battle as this 4v4 is going to erupt. In goes Lahan's. Kyoshik taking a lot of damage, as we can see. Pop Blossom not going to connect onto the main carry, and the bullet time, it will get rid of the Pantheon, and Kyoshik takes down the Otacon. But can they get themselves out of there? That's the question. As they get all of that experience, all of that adaptive damage.
Be careful.
Yeah, no, this time around though, it's like they did something real bad. As Lahan's going to find Kyoshik. Does have that frost armor and stuff like that. He's going to be pretty tanky. Solar Flare going to hold him in place though as Life gets to line up the Pop Blossom. Berserker will cancel that ulti pretty early as Calyx trying to get on top of him. Kingen getting in amongst it as Bulldog going bananas, and it's Dudu that grabs a double off the back end. He's now trying to dance his way out of it, and Nong Shim just fall apart in the team fight, trying to focus down this Pyoshik, who is a champion now and doesn't really need to try too hard to be one.
Attempted turn from Nong Shim. So we go all in on Pyoshik, who, as you mentioned, has Heartsteel.
Heartsteel, Frost Armor, Aftershock.
There's a lot, right? The Dian Freaks break the Nong Shim streak. Nong Shim get into a losing streak as well.
Oh no.
When would they face DK? Because that's immediately where our mind goes, right? But it's not. That's the final match of the season,
man.
Atlas.
Oh, that's going to be a banger.
I know, I can't wait.
Nong Shim just started Baron.
Yeah, they're looking for the turn. Right,
There's a ward, there's a ward in the back of the pit here. Seismic Shove going to throw Pyoshik away. He's looking to try and just get himself in there to try and take a steal, as it's not going to happen. Dudu trying to get on top of Gideon, Pop Blossom into the backline. Pyoshik still going to go down, though, as Kingen looking to dash away. Nong Shim just needing to keep these Barons alive, as Gwen runs with scissors, but will be safe in the end.
That was 7 health, Atlas.
Oh, dear.
7 health on Baron.
I just saw that the jungler got it, so it was probably fine. They just lost the Baron, and Nong Shim kept quite a few of them alive as well. So you can see pushing up here towards this bottom side. Bulldog taking so much damage here. His shield bow now going to be on cooldown as well. Glacial Prison just going to sail by majestically, but isn't going to do anything.
Points.
Yeah. It's really not working out. I'd probably give that 1 as Jiu just going to be able to get out of the way of everything that Bulldog throws at him. Really nice Ezreal play here, but of course, that's why you pick the champion. He's got that mobility. Don't know where that Mystic Shot was going, but that's just to throw us off.
He did have to invest his flash, though. So I think he E'd the Q3, and then Bulldog got them with the ult, so Gio had to flash.
Yep.
Dian Freaks, they still get another shot. There is an Ezreal without flash on the enemy team.
Soul, which I could understand is a pretty good thing to do. The Blast Cone still up and available. Bulldog going to cut through that one as now Calyx looking for the angle. The double shove going to connect Life. Going to have to go golden as Calyx does the same thing. Pop Blossom still going to be channeled though, and Life helps take down the Talia. He's happy to trade his life for it, as well as now Bulldog is just dead. Kingen going golden as well as he looks to dash away. But Berserker is a monster in this game. And with only Gideon and Gio alive, I don't know whether they're going to be able to defend this dragon.
Oh, the range. Gio's trying to play to it.
Yeah, Pyoshik moving on in as well, and he is a true tank right now. Gio gets flashed on here by this Sejuani, and he is not going to get away. Yeah, he still has cleanse, by the way.
That's Soul!
Yep, that is just going to be Soul picked up.
Even this one.
Yep.
They need it so badly, Atlas.
Well, do you know what? Here's the silver lining. They're guaranteed top 2. That's okay. Kingen clearing out vision where he can. This Baron is just going down. Gideon wanting to get some vision in there. Down to 6k. They get a control ward across. Calyx holding his own as they have spotted Dudu on the flank. Glacial Prison will connect. Pop Blossom on a 3 again, as Life has been so good. Bulldog diving into the backline, but Gio, he gets himself out of the way. And they do go 1-for-1 here, but the mid laner traded for the support once again isn't great. They take down Calyx though, and that gives Dian Freaks a huge advantage.
I don't know about the Baron though. Gio is still alive, Kingen's alive, Gideon's there, they're going to try.
True shot barrage.
I don't think they need to go for this Hail Mary.
Yep, that's a legit amount of damage as Pyoshik continuing to get softened up as Kingen moving in, snip, going to connect there as Dudu just goes down. Pyoshik looking for that turn angle, but now it's Nong Shim finding it. Berserker cannot kite, and the Dian Freaks have thrown it all away once again as Life, he will remain alive, but he is the only one that will, as once again the ultimates from Gideon have been laughable at best, but it does not matter! No! I have to go back to it, Chronicler. We need to hold on to hope that this is indeed a 50-50. Both Nexuses are still up, right? Both bases are unscathed.
I know that's technically true, but... Oh, yeah.
And this has been swings and roundabouts in this game, right? Like when we think someone has a lead that's going to be difficult to come back from, the other team finds an angle.
It's the same way you do see. It's the depth of that gold graph. Up until that point, it was always very close. The swings were on you, but now the swing is massive. Yes, Dian Freaks, they still have a great team fight. They still have the combo. Bulldog can sync up with Berserker and Life. Go for these big AoE combos. They still have the Infernal Soul.
Yeah, it exists, but it's very powerful.
Nong Shim will be able to use this Nash to set up full prio for the Elder. And that's what I'm worried about. Because if they get Elder, that's the one edge that Dian Freaks have, is the fact that they are the ones with, I think, still a insanely strong team fight.
Oh dear. The Weaver's Wall does make sieging just feel so much more comfortable as well as they take down the turret. And Lehens, yeah, they pseudo-engage onto the Leona, and then they remember it's a Leona. And so Lehens, like later on in the game as well, when you've maxed out the Eclipse, like the Leona is like very, very difficult to take down. And so focusing on Lehens, taking him out at the beginning of a lot of these fights like they have been doing, is going to be less and less of a good idea. As I want to bring up the items again, because we need to have a look at this Randuin's Omen King in.
270 armor.
Yeah, because he's got a Zhonya's as well. What is he going to be building next?
I love the
question.
Build.
Yeah, it's actually, like, now that it's come together, it looks fantastic. A little bit janky and old-fashioned at the beginning, but now looking good. As Life is going to pop Blossom Calyx and then go Golden. Okay, teleport is still coming through. There is the dash cannon. Finally throws some rocks at him. Goes Golden himself as Gideon's come back down, but it looks like Calyx is going to be dead. Dudu dashing around like a madman as in goes Lehens. And Bulldog's looking for it. Chiyu not going to be able to kite this one out. And like I said, swings and roundabouts. Chronicler, the DN Freaks are looking for it, and you tanky me ain't tanky enough, Kingin. And Lehens is on the wrong side of this. I don't know what he's doing here, trying to pull a wave or something like that, but he's dead. That's going to be an ace. That should be Elder. And the DN Freaks, it is now their turn to have the game in their hands.
As it turns out, they did only need a Nexus.
This is the weirdest game of hot potato I have ever commentated.
No. Just please do Elder. Don't try. No. Just do it.
No, we end these. We end these, Chronicler. For better or worse.
Like maybe no. Talia's gonna be up. You don't have Nash.
Oh,
okay. Well, maybe it works, but oh, this is stressful.
Well, they lose the minions, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so
no, I think they've done it.
All right, 2 seconds on the Talia. Jiu's up in 5. The Weaver's Wall is going to come down. Does it get rid of the minions? That's the question. Seismic Shove is decent, and they cannot do it. They cannot do it. Dudu is going to be taken down so low. It was a Hail Mary.
You could have just gotten the free Elder!
Well, I mean, if you're going to go with the theme of the game, Chronicle, if you remember when they went for the Baron and threw the game away, it was also a little bit of a, you could have done X, but they did Y. Pop Blossom looking for the backline. Life finds yet another great angle. Kyoshik going down low, but he doesn't die. It's the Snips. They're able to take him out, and Nong Shim are standing their ground. Life running the wrong direction. There are pings onto the Nexus. And it's now Nong Shim's turn to see if they can end this game.
Okay, but wait, they don't have TP.
All right, so maybe instead they're just going to do the Elder?
So they will do Elder.
Aha. And then win the game?
Do they?
I don't know, I haven't really noticed. There's been a lot of things in this game that have not necessarily gone the way that was written on the tin. How we say a lot of that stuff about the tin.
Are we the problem? I feel like this has happened a disproportionate amount to us.
This is like going to the supermarket buying baked beans and inside there's a cat. Like, it just doesn't make sense.
I'm so confused.
I signed up for this thing and it's not the thing.
We just signed up for beans?
Yeah, it's like you're like, I thought I paid for
signed up
Netflix.
For beans?
I signed up for a Netflix subscription and I've got like a gym membership instead. It's like, that's the opposite of what I'm paying for. My brain it's gone, but now we've got a siege on the Nexus. One Nexus turret left remaining as in goes King in. He's going to take a lot of damage. The Pop Blossom is decent, but there is a big, angry dragon. Geo able to use his Arcane Shift to get out of the way. It's a triple for the Pantheon. It's a quadra for the Pantheon. It could be a pentakill for the jungler of Nong Shim, and there it is!
Oh!
And now they're going to end the game, I guess, after they've taken down the troll inhibitor. This game could not be any more weird, but congratulations to Gideon.
Their own base is getting minions.
Yeah, it is.
They could just hold on for a little longer. They won. They lost.
They did. First released, and I was watching Chaos play her on day one. He was playing her top lane, okay? She started off as a top as Kingin. I really do like this this Onivia skin. There's a lot of really good Onivia skins. The Papercraft
that one
comes to mind.
Yeah,
as one of the best.
Onivia.
Yeah, very, very cool. Oh dear, Life may be dead, but does have a Haymaker. And Berserker now looking for Gio, just needs a double tap, and that's first blood! That's Life set, baby! As Dian Freaks off to a great start in game number 2. This Lucian And he's still able to put on a lot of pressure. Pickaxe in hand, and that is going to work a whole lot better than the longsword. As Life, oh yeah, you activate Hex Flash, and you are just feeling so good. Look at him, runs towards the hands. There's the dash around, Piercing Light going to come through, but they just kill him. Still, it's a 1-for-1 trade. As Jiu looking to proc that passive, will be able to get a fair bit of damage, but it looks like Berserker is going to be okay for the moment. Too much more. Obviously, with a lot of, like, you know, Elder being added to the game, after the 94-minute fiasco that we had, Jin Air versus T1, we did have to make some adjustments to how long a game can be stalled. So Onivia's power isn't quite as high, but it's still good.
Might have a fight.
Yep, Gyoshik going to get the flash out, and the flash immediately to follow there as ulti from Gideon to try and keep his AD carry safe. The barrier comes in, but it's not going to be enough, and that's a kill going over to Berserker. Bulldog now in trouble as almost Lahan's picking the gap. Facebreaker is decent, but Calyx getting on top of the enemy mid laner. Gideon might have to sacrifice himself, though, and that's a double kill for this Lucian, who's off to a phenomenal start. 4-0. Every kill for the Dian Freaks is on their main carry as Dudu trying to win out on this one, but that is just going to be Kingin down to egg form. Dudu might be able to do a fair bit of damage to this one as Kingin, not a lot of mana, so not going to offer anything back. Just walks off the red carpet.
Doesn't even have to flash. So Kingin not too impressed. That's a big topside win though, and I wanted to talk about you know, thanks Umpty for forever changing the game of League of Legends.
Yeah.
He was a part of that as well. Oh no.
Killer Instinct. Life is going to break some faces and then get a big old shield, and the hook is going to land. So he's dead. Gyoshik going to be taking all of these.
Cute little layout to make sure that the passive damage actually kills him.
You is all-encompassing.
Yeah, okay, that makes way more sense.
I'm choosing me for everyone, not me. Okay, Kingin is going to save us from this conversation, and Life looking for an angle. The wall is just wandered through here by the set, and the bird is definitely dead. Down it goes, cooked. This dragon going to be going down. The DN Freaks going to start that one stacking. 2,000 gold is their lead. It's a real gold.
How many people do you think have actually played BioShock?
Oh no, is that an old man thing as well?
Came out in 2007.
Oh god, did it? Crazy. The game is quite old.
I'm pretty sure it's 2000, the first one, yeah.
But it was remastered relatively recently.
Yeah, there's a ton. You know, the newer ones are not that old.
Yep. Oh man. So that so like there's a lot of the like BioShock references that like would you kindly? People don't get that anymore. Oh man. Okay, would you kindly tell me half minutes?
They can throw a dragon.
Oh, that's true. Wow, that would be earlier. We need to keep predicting things, because then not that will happen. As here's another knock-up onto Pyoshik. Wind becomes lightning from Gideon as Lahan's just standing in amongst it. Gyoshik actually going to swap positions here with Gideon. The Cyclone not really doing too much, though, as Lahan's will finally go down. Calyx on a decent angle, though, as Kingin trying to make his presence known. Gets down the ulti, but it's kind of out of the way of anything that's doing much of anything at all, as the Ahri's going to fall down, and Kingin, Dudu just ignores the wall entirely, and he's now looking to break some eggs. As Berserker in the back of this pit is looking pretty comfortable.
They're low.
And they're flashing towards Berserker, who just gets himself out of there. There's the superplex, and Chiu's going to be able to take down the set. That's Kingin getting some work done, though. Somehow didn't die in the last fight. Flashing for something. I guess they're not going to roast that egg as Pyoshik going forward one more time. They'll find the kill on to the bird and then look for Gideon. Lahan's comes on over. That's going to be enough to protect the Xin Zhao, but it does not protect Nong Shim from DNF getting yet another. I don't have an outcome to focus on. This is the problematic part. As the clone tanking up even more. Lahan's just looking to make a play. He finds it even after the relentless pursuit, but Life there with the superplex is going to be able to keep his AD carry alive. The rest of Nong Shim now in a little bit of trouble as Gideon cannot ult them away enough, and he knows that he's dead. Equalizer goes down right on top of Jiu, but I think that was slightly optimistic there for Dudu. Still, they get exactly what they wanted as Kingin in the top lane is taking down an outer turret. There we go. You go, little birdie.
Atlas, have you seen Shrek 2?
Yeah.
Life right there, that is the best reenactment of the I Need a Hero scene I have ever seen.
Oh, I can see it.
Right? He, like, Berserker gets flash hooked, and you can just hear in the distance, you can hear the Fairy Godmother singing. Life runs in. They're not throwing it out of con. Things are fine. They're not throwing it out of con. They just get it and leave.
They're just doing it out of con, and they are going to get it. Pyosik does just use his Warrior Trickster, but there's a nice little stun. Pyosik's going to be dead, but they still have Otacon. They can just walk away.
Just leave.
Bulldog cannot just walk away. The hook is going to be there. There was a glacial storm on the ground, and so he's dead. But 2 kills for an Otacon. A little bit of a dangerous spot. They do still have control vision in the area. As Piercing Light coming on through there. Bit of a slowdown as we got the zoom in, man. Gideon moving forward. There's the knock up onto Pyosik. They want to kill him before the Warrior Trickster goes out as Calyx misses every button. Kingan's coming on over though to make it all stormy. And Gideon has to throw down the ulti to keep himself alive, and it does not do that at all. Realm Warp comes in as Dudu flashes on top of Kingan. He flashes away though. It's a decent wall, but Pyosik's got a flash of his own. He's going to be able to get over there. Decent little stun, but it's not going to be enough to save the birdie. And even the set comes over with the Haymaker, and that's going to take down the Onivia. Berserker gets to work on this mid lane as well. And the outcome of that is even more good things for the Dian Freaks. They'll grab Soul Point as well, and the inner turret. Everything is looking Dian Freaks. Sidesteps the Harpoon. Dudu is so scary, man. 2-0-4 on this Rumble. Very far ahead. Gideon now going to get engaged on one more time. There are a lot of Pyosiks all around this map, as Gideon does have the ulti running. It keeps him alive for a little while longer, but Bulldog's able to finish him off. A fight on a couple of fronts, and it's all being won by the Dian Freaks as Dudu is so strong. Goes golden, and they just cook Jiu. Calyx just takes a little bit of a right side exit, and the Dian Freaks are going to get some real damage onto the enemy base. This inhibitor turret is going to go down, the inhibitor to follow. And this time around, they've got some Void Mites, they've got some minions. There's no pesky Talia to remove stuff. Calyx is still going to be here, but I don't know whether the heroism is going to last this long. As Bulldog are going to try and force him onto the fountain and force them to a Game 3. The Dian Freaks keeping themselves in the series.
Drifting?
Yeah. That would be so sick. Imagine like you just have an interlude in the middle of the game where it just Tokyo Drift out of nowhere. Star Wars movie.
Ah, okay, no, I did.
Which is extremely good.
No, Atlas, I'm going to give up. You know, I know we had...
Oh man, that was
quite there.
17 minutes 26, I think.
All right, that makes sense.
And it was DK versus Gen G. I think so, but this is not going to be that because Jiu's dead now. As the Paranoia comes in to finish him off. Set play, nicely done, as Calyx looking to try and answer that as Berserker going down pretty low as well. Gideon moves over, but life is there for the defense. And so it's 14 minutes that we have a first blood over. And yeah, Pyosik would have just pressed R if that stun had have come through, and that would have been a dead Jace.
Calyx also doesn't have the damage. Like, eventually you start winning, and obviously in really long trades, Dudu can't do that much, but it takes a very long time for him to die. Should just hold out.
Oh, it's time to drift. It's time to drift. Both of you, quickly, into the river. Let's go back to the 1v1. Okay, never mind. We've got a twisted advance. Bulldog could be in a little bit of trouble, but never mind. The re-engage comes through. Great knock-up comes through from Life as they look to try and single out Kingan. Not a massive amount of damage here, but Jiu is so far away from the fight that he could not contribute in any meaningful... But yeah, looks like outer turret in the mid lane going to be picked up. The tempo plays, the macro moves from the Dian Freaks looking crisper and crisper.
Rowan Atkinson!
Oh man, John Cleese's teeth, man. That's all I think about with that movie. As all right, Bulldog seeing whether he can survive as the kitty cat's chasing after him. They will get the snare, but the Mikhails is in from Life. It's going to keep him alive. Turret does go down. Feats of strength as far as the first turret blood were already taken as Calyx. He's running really quickly, different to driving. Are we okay? You're looking quizzical at me.
I think it's happening.
I mean, it's looking pretty good. Another Cloud Soul. That bodes well. I believe the Jinx may be dead. Pyosik has that shield midair, gets the flash out. That's also incredibly important.
They cool down.
All right, we're just going for the cross map. That's the goal. That Incinerate was so powerful there from Bulldog. And Life, he has the quickness running. It is going to wear off as their health bars are looking lower and lower. Kingan still will be able to deal with this turret. He will be able to take that one down as Super Mega Death Rocket. The delivery of death towards Bulldog as he gets home. And that is not quite aimed at where he was, nor was it aimed at the fountain. As okay, there's another crash, this time from Dudu, as Calix, he can drive away at a moment's notice. And that control ward was looking a little dicey. Inatara falls down on the bottom side of the map, and it is it's some craziness here in this game.
Be a favorable fight for the Dian Freaks. Double drift, ready again.
Oh yeah, that's what we're talking about. Calix looking to try and trade, Dudu refusing to take damage. As there's the paranoia. Bulldog gonna get slowed down though. Wild growth is good as Pyosik thrown around like a ragdoll. And the engage doesn't really work. Gideon did use the ultimate, as now Calix once again gonna crash into the wall. And the immediate follow through as Dudu makes it a little bit further, as once again he's gonna win the race. Calix is gonna walk back up the mountain
now.
Okay, Dudu is a brick wall.
Bulldog has ult.
Yeah, flank angle here for Calix as well though. Let's see. Pyosik is running out of stats in the defensive department. This is still dangerous as Calix walks in. Chain Lash coming down. They're looking for the turn. The Brambles flying forward. Paranoia comes on through, and that is going to be secure by Pyosik. The car moving past Nong Shim here as the quickness from life. Looking to try and catch up as the Paranoia used in defense by Calix. And the DNF, I mean, the Dian Freaks, they just
need Gio to get a third item. And he is not rich. This Jinx is not well fed. It's rough.
It's a little bit of the entire gold lead, or at least a lot of advantages.
They need to start Nash, and they need to force it. Because Nong Shim going into them, their comp sucks. Like trying to start a fight with this comp, I don't think it does it that well. Because engage Maokai, I'm not a fan of Atlas. It's not engage Braum, but it's not great.
Yeah, Dudu able to engage himself because he just walks in front of people.
Look at him, taking damage. Oh, he's definitely taking damage.
Whoa, he almost took damage.
He's only has 3,500 health.
Oh dear.
Down to 3.
A few more people hitting him. As, okay, Flame Chompers are good, as Pyosik not pressing the R button, decides to go in on Gideon here. But the Dian Freaks not finding the same value this time around as life goes in. Quickness value is massive, but Gideon, the Sap Sipper, is working out, but the train is in! And Dudu's able to take down the tree, and now it's Bulldog going ballistic. Berserker there as well, pushing Calix out of the fight. Lehens, he may die this time, as he gets a big old shield, but it's another charge up. Down goes Gio, and the Dian Freaks, it's only Calix left alive, and they want to get themselves a Baron.
Nope. I don't think they're playing for Baron Atlas. I think we're going for a repeat.
Calix. Okay.
Okay. I can.
Oh, he's catching the wave.
Well, so he thought that they would go Nash, and I think he TPs to try and catch the wave and delay, because they were pinging for the end.
Yeah.
So I actually think that was a good play. Like, okay. So it was a perfect game.
All right. Well, Cloud Soul, that is real. I refuse to believe otherwise. So that will go over to the Dian Freaks. Incredibly high value soul for this team in particular as well. Like it's Annie being able to like Tibbers and then run around really fast. Rakan, obviously. Dudu, press star.
Kingen is dead.
Kingen is dead. What he was doing there, I don't think anyone will ever know. I think scholars are going to be researching this for years to come. Without much information actually going on over their way. As Gideon getting a little bit of disengage value with the Bramble Smash.
Yeah, Gio is not getting his IE this game, I don't think. And even if he does, I'm fairly certain we've gone past the point where it really matters. Because the map is in absolute tatters. Soul, as you point out, taken out, which makes it also way harder to actually deal with both the engage from the Dian Freaks, but even your turnaround and your attempt to make a play when they maybe go in a little bit too deep, it just doesn't seem likely.
Well, Dudu is just going to crash into Gideon. Brambles do come out though, the Nature's Grasp working out here as the polymorph onto Dudu. He's still just immune to damage, which seems unfair.
There's no IE. He's not taking damage, Atlas.
Nope. And so they just take down the inhibitor turret. Dian Freaks, like you say, slow play. There's the IE. A little bit late.
They're down almost 11k gold.
Yes. The level of drafting vibe, maybe that helped out.
It's the change up, right? Like it's just it doesn't even need to be about Rapid Star in particular, but more so because something is new.
Yeah, some little adjustment, and it has certainly worked out. And it's not even that, like I looked at this draft and I thought Nong Shim were in a great position. Just not the case. As 2 inhibitors now down, the circling of the drain has begun here. It's Nong Shim This is looking really, really difficult. Bulldog preparing this wave. No more Baron, but with the fact that super minions are pouring in 2 lanes already, Nong Shim are really going to struggle to defend this. They're going to have to start something, and it's actually Dudu that starts it instead. Crashes into the inhibitor. Will take... Not really. I almost said he took damage, but it's not actually going to be the case. As Hugh's going to have to use everything to try and get himself out of the way. Dudu may actually die as the zap is going to come through, and finally, this Jinx gets excited, but then immediately gets taken down. It's Berserker with a double kill to almost finish this off before it's even started, as Kingin, the last one left standing with any sort of meaningful damage. And Berserker is just picking them off. Gideon goes in, Gideon goes down. Berserker wanting to find the pentakill, but it's denied by Bulldog. Bulldog going to set up the kill into the hands, who may not actually die here, but DNF! They're going to break the losing streak and start a 1-game winning streak here in the LCK.